Hello, beautiful, curious, and creatives. Welcome to part 4 of our altered vintage book from start to finish, a collaboration with Robin McCrane from Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner, whose channel I will link below. This will be our last video on how I am putting this together, so it will probably be a little longer. It will definitely be longer than part 3, which I was able to condense into less than 20 minutes miraculously. But today I will be decorating the pages. I will also be binding the book. I have since last week sort of assembled the book in the order that I would like to see it. So the panels are in here. And what I have done is I had mentioned that I was going to use the French rag paper as my backer, right? The larger paper, because I love the way it feels. I love the thickness of it. It peeks out of the cover just enough. Each panel is going to be backed with one of those book pages, the larger book pages. So I have put this in some sort of order that feels right to me based on the composition of the panel that's already made and what's before it and what's after it, and whatever things book pages rather, I was able to put in between that I may decorate, I may not, I don't know. So nothing is bound, as you can see. It's just kind of, put in there in the order that I would like to see it as I flip through the book. And what I'm going to do, what I will start with is flipping through the book, and as a page speaks to me, I will pull it and I will decorate it if it needs it. Obviously, there are pages that will not need anything else. I just kind of need to be one with what I have and see what speaks to me and how it moves me, and then I will take it from there. Again, I want to work intuitively. I'm not looking to use any kind of embellishments. Of course, I will use what I have here, but I have not pulled anything out like I did when I was putting the book together. So I will flip, I will stop, I will look, I may continue flipping, I may stop and work on it. Let's see what happens. I have not attached any of the panels to the pages because, for instance, if I want to, this is the original book page. When I say original book page, I mean the page that belongs to the book that we are altering. And I have not attached it to the larger page. Because if I wanted to, let's say, put a staple on this somewhere with something or an eyelet, it will require that I go through the page, and then what will happen is it will come through the other side. And I don't want that. I want to take advantage of the fact that I am backing the pages so I can protect the page that's on the other side from something coming through that I may not necessarily love in that composition that I've already put together. For instance, this one, right? So if I want an eyelet, let's say here, right here, it would be on this side. It would translate to it being here, and that's not really something that appeals to me. So I will protect the integrity of every composition by working on them before I back them up. And I will try to do that. If I get to a point where I feel that I have maxed out my creativity and nothing else is jumping at me and I am ready to back the pages, and then as I do another flip through after that, I see something that I may want to incorporate, then I'm going to have to think about whether or not it disrupts the flip side of the page. And if, I want to go ahead with that or not. So I'm going to be cautious, but I am going to work intuitively nonetheless. So I think we're going to do another sped up sash, and I will just flip through the pages and decorate where I feel that I need to. I am so glad that you're here with me. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you are doing well. I hope you have been inspired by the previous 3 videos and are working on something, even if it's not altering a book, that you are able to work on something that was inspired by what you've seen me do here. I'm going to flip through it again and see what else I can add. I know I'm going to go through the journal a few more times, but I needed a little break from embellishing just to be able to go back to it with a different perspective. So in the meantime, what I've done is assembled the book or reassembled the book in the order that I am 90% sure will be once I bind it. While flipping through it, I have also inserted the pages that I need as backers and where I am going to be binding it. I am going to be using an accordion style binding for this. And it's not going to make sense until you see it. So just trust me for now. I'm not ready to talk about the binding, but I do want to do a flip through of what we've done and what it looks like. So now I am going to go through the book again, take a last look at those pages that I'm on the fence about, especially. If I'm moved to do something with them, I will. If I am not, then I am just going to leave them, because it may vary. And I mean, I'm going to leave them and then commit to backing the pages and hinging the book. Because it may very well be that after that's done and everything is in place and set, something will come to me. So I'm okay with that. So last look before I get to the binding and the hinging of the panels. I think this is as close to being done as we're going to get. So I am going to work on the binding of the book now. The first thing I'm going to do is attach the panels to the page backers. Okay, so I'm going to go through the book, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to be able to work on the binding. I am going to work on the binding now, and it's important that I know how many tab inserts I'm going to need in here, how many pieces will go in between the pages that I have set up, and I have counted 11. So I have 11 of these Post-its, which are my markers, to insert my tabbing, my spine in there, in each of those. So what I've done is, disclaimer here, I am never one to measure. You see how I craft? It sticks out a little here, it sticks out a little there. It's crooked this way. I like it this big. I do not measure. However, for this, I needed to. And this is how I did it. I chose a piece of 12 by 12 paper. I believe this is from Tim Holtz. I like the aesthetics because of the color, because some of this will be sticking out on my spine and it will show. And so I liked this. I believe that it's got the same kind of vibe. So I took this piece of paper and I cut it in 3 equal parts. So each of these strips is 4 inches. I am going to score these so I can fold them like an accordion, and that's how I'm going to do the spine of the journal. As I do it, you will see I'm kind of winging this. I've never done this before. Logistically, it sounds like it'll work. So I'm hoping for the best, okay? My thought is that I am going to score to fold at 1 inch. Let's see how that works. And that should give me enough for the 11 tabs. And this is how it's going to be. So I think you see what I'm doing, because I just kind of got the hang of what I'm doing. I don't need it to be that long, do I? I don't know. Okay, so this is what I was envisioning. I am going to fold this other piece, and I am going to leave one part longer because I didn't fold it. So I think this is what I did, but that other one, you know, there's something to be said about winging things. I love to create. I know I've said it a million times, intuitively, by the seat of my pants. It's just, you know, willy-nilly. But there are certain things that should be thought out, and maybe even, you know, do a little practice run. And that's not what's happening here. So, okay, like you see how this is all crooked here? Oh, I don't really care. I had the feeling when I was scoring that I wasn't scoring straight lines, but, and the truth is that that's probably the most I have ever used a scoring board, because I don't do that either, but you can correct it. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a little creasing. I'm gonna help it a little bit. Okay, so I am thinking, actually I could join these two and this could be one, right? But this is going to be the outside. We have 11 tabs to hinge our pages. So I am going to do that and let's see how that works. The longer ones, the ends are going to be for the covers, and I am not sure what I want to do with the inside of the covers first, so I'm not going to glue them yet. I'm just going to wait a little bit. So I am going to only work on the pages. Just so you see, it should be something like this. Here's the first page, the tab, and so that's how that's gonna work. So it goes here, and these two pages are going to be glued together here. So this part, it's going to be invisible because it's going to be in between the two pages, just the way I placed the Post-its. Okay, so this will be here, this will be here, and the pages will turn like so. All right, here goes nothing. I think it's important to leave, before I continue, to leave a little bit of space here because I'm going to have papers together, so I want them to be able to close. How this worked out, I have no idea. It's bound. It is exactly how I envisioned it. I think it's going to flip beautifully. Unfortunately, I am not doing that with you today because on May 31st, we are going to do a flip through of the books. So I am going to say goodbye here. I am going to put the cover just so you have an idea of what this is going to look like. I will do the cover this coming week and you will see it on the live. But this is what we're looking at. And I have to tell you, I am so in love with it. I am so in love with this book. It was a leap of faith in so many ways because I've never done this, as I explained to you in the beginning, and I've always wanted to. This was a big risk I realized once I started gluing the pages onto the accordion. If the accordion didn't work out, that's fine because I can always cut up another piece of paper. But if once the pages were glued onto that accordion bit, if that wasn't working out, that would have ruined my pages. And whew, I'm relieved. I'm looking forward to what this is going to look like when it's finally done. It's giving everything that I wanted for it. The pages are outside the covers. It has some dangles. It's full of vintage beauty. The book is from the 1800s. The pages inside, I am very pleased with how they came out. And all in all, it's been an awesome journey. I will let you know that thus far for this video, I have over 7 hours of craft time. I know you didn't watch 7 hours worth, but it was over 7 hours, just this video. So it's been a very intense journey. It's been very fulfilling. I am so grateful that you've been here for it. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you are inspired to make something, anything that is going to give you joy. And I hope that you are doing well, that you are healthy, that you are thriving, that you are safe. And please know that I love you so much. And I am so happy every time that you are here with me and support my channel. I would love for you to share this video, comment. If you're not a subscriber, I would love for you to subscribe. And I hope to see you for the flip through on May 31st on Robin McGrain's Facebook group, Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner. Thank you so much for being here. I am ever so grateful. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks, guys.